Okay, so we are going to make this into a mini series for the vending machine tracker IC. Today will be database setup and relationship validations. Darby is kind enough to share her screen with us today, and she has already done the bundle install to make sure all the gems are on point and the Rails drop, create, migrate seed command to make sure that there weren't any database duplications. So first things first, let's just take a peek at the README to look at the user stories and kind of see what we're dealing with. Okay. Can you scroll up, Darby? There we go. It's a little bit confusing because of the text at the top. We don't get the relationship kind of rundown that we have on previous ICs. So kind of what we're dealing with is we're developing an application to track vending machines across the city. It's going to check for many-to-many relationships and methods to validate those relationships. So vending machines may be stocked with different snacks, and the same snack may be available at many different places throughout the city. So I took the time, and it's a little bit confusing as well because there's an owner component, but I talked with Abdul, and while vending machines may have a attribute of location, the owner is kind of, when we talk about locations, that it'll correspond with an owner, because I found the phrasing a little bit confusing. So what we've got vending machines, we have snacks, we have an owner, which is kind of like the location, and vending machines can have many snacks, and snacks can belong to many vending machines. Like one vending machine can have Cheetos, but Cheetos can be in many different vending machines. And we'll use the user stories to kind of guide us on those relationships too, because I feel like with this specific IC, the user stories were really helpful to just suss out relationships. So if we want to scroll down a little bit. So user story 1, when we visit a vending machine show page, you will see a name of all the snacks associated with the vending machine and their price. So with that, we know that snacks will have an ID that will be unique. They will have a price and they will have a name. So name and price will be attributes. And if we look at user story 2 of 3, when you visit a vending machine show page, you will see that there will be an average price for all of the snacks in that machine. So that'll be a method that we'll have to figure out. You can see down on the bottom, it'll have a list of the snack, the price, and then at the bottom, the average price. And if we move to user story 3, this is where a bunch of information comes in. When you visit a snack show page, you'll see the name of the snack. You'll see the price of the snack. We already have that. You'll see a list of locations with vending machines that carry that snack. And this is where it got a little bit confusing. And I chatted with Abdul, but we are going to assume the locations kind of correspond with an owner, and I'll kind of get to that relationship shortly. And then you'll see the average price for those snacks, those vending machines, and the count of different kinds of items in that vending machine. So those are methods that we'll have to get to as well. And if we go down to the example, we'll see kind of a list of what they did. So locations are Don's mixed drinks and Turing basement. According to the current schema, those will be an attribute in vending machines. However, they will correspond with an owner. It's a little bit confusing. And I think that's the end of that user story. We don't have any extensions for those. Okay, so we have snacks. They will have an ID, a price, and a name. We have vending machines that will have ID and a location and a foreign key that is an owner ID. Because vending machines and snacks can have a many-to-many relationship, we'll end up making a joins table for vending machine snacks, and that will contain an ID and we'll have the snack ID as a foreign key and a vending machine ID as a foreign key. And then we will have an owner who has an ID and a name. And then we'll have vending machines who have an ID, which is the primary key. It'll have a location for vending machine, and then the owner ID will be the foreign key in vending machines. So let's get these all set up. If we go to our terminal, what we will do first is we will create the snacks database. So if we can type in Rails G migration, capital create, capital snacks, plural, space, name, colon, string, space, price, colon, float. And if we hit enter, fantastic. So let's go peek at our migration and see what we've got going on. Awesome. And now, just out of habit, we're going to add t.timestamps. Thank you so much, Darby. And then let's go ahead and run Rails DB :migrate. You should have looked at our schema first. I'm sorry. We'll look at it after this. Oh, because you're so on it. So we can see now there is no snacks. All we have are owners and machines. And this is where I found the owner ID. There really wasn't anything useful in the user stories about that. So if we hit Rails DB migrate, huzzah! So now we have our snacks table in there, and it's got the name and the price. Fantastic. So now we're going to create our machine snacks. So we can do Rails G migration, create machine snacks, and space, and we'll do machine : references, space, snack : references. And what this will do is it will add the primary key for the machine and the primary key for the snack as foreign keys to the create machine snacks table. And if we hit enter, great. And then we'll go look at that migration, add timestamps. And now we'll do our Rails DB migrate. Awesome. So now we can see that we have our joins table there at the top, machine snacks. It's got the machine ID, snack ID, and on the bottom of the page, we can see that we have foreign keys for all of those. Yes, those as well. And those are there. Super. So those are our 4 tables that we need to create for the database. So okay, do we have to run any other additional migrations or anything after this schema is set up? I don't feel like I did, but I just wanted to confirm. Okay, like the shaking of the head, so that makes me happy. So let's kind of go off of the user story to help guide us with our relationships a little bit. All right, so we're going to go to a vending machine show page. So we know that we're going to go to spec, features, models. We've got machine and owner. Okay, so let's just get those models out if we can to see what relationships are already set up for us. Thank you. And we can add new models for snacks and vending machine snacks. Thank you. Model spec files. I appreciate you just understanding, Darby. Perfect. So let's take a peek at the ones that we already have some information for. So if we are on the machine spec, we know that it should have, I had to separate this out a bit. Do you mind making a describe relationships block in this and then moving that it should belong to owner into that one? And we'll add to the relationships one. I didn't think you were supposed to combine the two, but maybe it's kind of meh. Okay, so we'll put that down there. So we know it should belong to an owner. And it should have many machine snacks. I should look at mine. There we go. All right. And then it should have many snacks through machine snacks. Cool. And let's run the RSpec for this one. Yay, errors. So we expected it to have many machine snacks, and we expected it to have many snacks through machine snacks. And of course, we don't have any of that existing yet. So let's go to our machine RB like you have, and we already have belongs to owner. So now we need to put has many machine snacks and has many snacks through machine snacks. Awesome. We'll run it again. Why is that being weird? Oh, it's just so tiny, I can't see. There we go. Okay, super. So we've got machine snack. Thank you for making the new model. And this is where I try to bounce a little bit, but be a little bit more flexible, as I already have a testing for this relationship. So we'll add the relationship, and then we'll end up making a machine snack spec relationships block. And we can totally do that first if we want to just be able to run all the relationships. So let's go ahead and in our machine snack RB, we can add the relationship of belongs to snack.
Do we have a test for this?
Yes, I was just, yes, we can do this first. Totally fine. So for the machine snacks spec, oh my lordy, we can do a describe relationships. Super. And can we change the owner after describe to machine snack? Thank you. So in this describe block for machine snacks, we have it should belong to snack. And it should belong to machine. Then we can go back to our B file. And add belongs to snack and belongs to machine. Super. And this is when I just start running the whole test suite instead of specific files, because there's just too much happening. Hey, new errors. So now it's saying that we don't have snack. So if we want to go to our snack spec, and we'll set that, yeah, perfect. And we'll set that up, and then we'll go to our snack RB and add all of those relationships. Okay, for snack, we have relationship block, super. It should have many machine snacks. Bless you.
Thank you.
go. And then we're going to have a couple has many. We've got one has many that we know about because of our joins table. So we'll have it should have many machines through machine snacks. And then an extra one that we can create because of an association that just exists, even though we don't have a table for it, is we can actually get to the owner through machines, I think. And so we could say it should have many owners through machines. I believe this relationship works. If anybody else has opinions, I was thinking of it like what Chris described at the last extension of our last IC walkthrough. But I believe that that should be true. So now we have all these new tests. So let's go ahead and run our spec test suite again. And technically you don't have to test the owners through machines because we don't have a table for it, but uninitialized constant snack, perfect. So we'll make a new model for snack. Thank you. So we'll do, yep.
Sorry, you can tell me what to do.
No, I appreciate, honestly, this is fantastic, Darby, mind melding. We were partners, we know, it's all good. Okay, so now for snack, we'll go ahead and write has many machine snacks. Has many machines through machine snacks. And then has many owners through machines. Again, you don't technically have to test, like write a test for this has many owners through machines because there's not a table associated with it. But I just wanted it to be there to be available for later data access if we need it. So if we can run that again. Oh my gosh. And there we go. And that's the database setup. It's a lot, and all of the relationships as well, but there it is.
Are we validating the presence of, or like doing validations?
We can totally do that right now. Yeah, let's do that. So we are in snack. And if we look at our schema, if we can pull that up, we can see here that our snack is going to have a name and a price. And from what I could tell on the price, it should be a float. So in our snack, our spec, we'll make a describe validations block. And this should, is it validate presence of?
I think so.
Of
I think
name.
it's plural in the
Okay.
actual.
Thank you. And then we can just make another one and we'll do validate presence of price. Super. There we go.
Oh, do you want to run it first?
In a perfect world, yes. Because now we should get a new error. Yay. All right, so then we'll add those relationships here. Perfect. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and run that again. Fantastic. We can probably copy that describe validations block, Darby, and take it with us on our merry way. And then let's go to our machine spec. And we already have one validation that's entered in there. Of course they do, because I just told you to copy paste, and that's not useful at all. Because of what was previously set up before we did our migrations. So that was just kind of canned goods for this IC, but we do need, nope, it just has a location. That is the only attribute we need to validate for that one. So that should pass. So we'll check out our machine snack. Machine snacks doesn't have anything, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are all the validations that we need. Because the owner came with canned ones too. So we didn't really have to do that. Any questions about what just happened? No? Okay. Well, this concludes episode 1 of the vending machine tracker saga. It will be concluded or continued this weekend. So thank you, Darby, for driving. I appreciate it.